Hello everybody, my name is RogerDeath. Today we're going to look at a replay from Riot, technically. So this is a game I actually just finished playing, and this will kind of allow me to give some thoughts on New York, because I haven't already. Not in the proper video. But it also allows me to show off the new replay feature. Since I have been part of the, I've been part of the Alpha client for some time now, as you may have seen in some of the other videos. This video is not going to be as cool because it's not got the reactions. My reactions were actually fairly subdued the entire time anyway. Except aside from laughing and saying how much fun Yorick is. Now, this is still kind of beta-y, obviously. I've had to adjust my music. Normally it's down here. So, without further ado, let's play some music. Let's turn it down. There we go. And let's start. So, I got to pick between top and jungle for my two roles I selected. And I selected top. You can't actually hear it, but he actually rocks out two Lightbringer. So, I thought I was going to be going up against Gangplank. Gangplank top's been kind of a big deal lately. I was not. Spoiler alert. I actually went up against Malphite. And this wasn't a matchup I was expecting. But I think it turned out fairly well for me. Let's order these properly. It doesn't change the order over here, which is kind of annoying. That's there, that's there. Yeah, that's right. So, I don't know what he was doing here, but he's... This Malphite kind of just walks up. Doesn't do any damage because he hasn't skilled anything yet. But he takes a tower shot. Does he actually go back or does he just regen it? I don't actually know the answer. He doesn't. So, Fizz starts blue, because this is on 622. Oh, he doesn't go back. So there are no assassins in this game, which is actually kind of interesting, considering that they all just got their big debuff, their big rewards. So, you know, the lanes end up fairly standard. They don't have any real AP on their team. They have, well, I guess they've got the Fizz and they've got the Malphite. That's their AP. They've got true damage, some physical, and Vayne, and then there's the GP from the physical damage. So their team's balanced. It's not terrible. I don't see anything particularly wrong with it. It's just it's rather unusual to be resorting entirely. It's unusual. When I for some reason my FPS is not going as high as it should be. Is it capped? 144. Okay. Why is it? So. Yorick is actually really fun, and it took me a couple of games to kind of come to this decision. I do like New York. I miss Old Yorick. Old Yorick was fantastic. New York is somewhat of a monster. His minions can be little idiots, though, just charging into a tower to get 2 attacks off. Go figure. But this is a game that I really enjoyed playing. It wasn't a fight that I was expecting, right? I think that's part of the trick here, is that this is a matchup I wasn't expecting, so I had to play it a little bit more by ear. So it took a little bit more skill to do so. I can hit the tab here and show you the gold and items and everything. Or the items, at least, occasionally. I don't know what recording does. I think I can do short little recordings, but it doesn't pick up the mic. So Yorick's Q does some serious damage. 55 plus 123. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you consider that the first item they suggest rushing on him is Trinity Force, well, the damage gets to be pretty large. So as you can see by down here, nothing really happens for several minutes. I can actually jump forward to in time, which is kind of nice. So the lane's been going on for a little bit. And so here's where I did get a gank from Fizz earlier. He didn't do much.
Won't you join them?
And I got cocky over here. I thought, okay, I can get enough of my health back here that it won't matter. I'll be able to survive. What I didn't realize is that his Thunderlord was coming back off cooldown. And even though I have more effective health than he does, or about the same, because he's got Thunderlords and an Ignite, he actually does significantly more damage. So, I do give away first blood to Malphite. Yorick struggles a little early on, I think. Once he hits 6, he really starts to come under his own. Until that point, he's kind of a poor man's Nasus. Because he does the same want to kill things with Q mechanic. I'm not a huge fan of it. So, I go back. I'm going to pick up the Sheen first, because Sheen on Yorick is actually really, really good. It gives the mana to sustain in lane a little bit more, because now I'm actually able to use my Q more. Nasus has these problems too. Oh yeah, there's a gank going on bot. That's actually a double gank. It's a 1-for-1. Oh wait, no, that's not a double gank. Where's Siobhan? Siobhan is up here. So there's a gank going on bot, but it still ends up being 1-for-1. Despite it being a 3v2 under tower, and that's the only reason they, the only reason they got it was because it was under tower. But Yorick with cooldown and extra mana becomes a real nuisance. You know, I used to build Essence Reaver on him back before they changed Essence Reaver and made it crap for him. I wasn't happy with that because he doesn't build any crit items, so I actually don't get any mana regen in this build. So he can run out of mana really easily. Now, coming up, you'll see why I say once he hits 6 and gets Eulogy of the Isles, you'll kind of understand why I say that's when he turns on. Right? So remember, this Malphite's got a kill on me. And it's not like he got a gank or anything. It's a straight up solo kill. So despite the fact that he's just wailing on me, he ults me first. I take him out, and that's because of this Maiden of the Isles. Eulogy of the Isles. Apparently the cooldown does actually start when you summon her. I've never paid attention. She does shit for damage in turrets. At least at this point she does. Attack speed 1. Faster than I do. But so... Okay, no, it doesn't actually resets. It's just for perspective. Okay, that's interesting to know. That is probably not a spot actually for my music. No, I don't want to move that layer. I want to move this layer. Also, I noticed that I moved it up too much, so now it's not even showing. It wasn't showing there. Okay. Let's take it up here. There's nothing that actually shows up here for in this mode. Anyway, so you know, I get the kill. I go back. Oh, you can actually. That's kind of cool. If you actually look at the directed, you can actually see what all they did. That's actually really cool. I'm learning new things because this is my first time really. The scoreboard can be permanent. I like it being toggleable. Anyway, so Yorick is really, really good in duelist scenarios. He becomes a very strong dueler really well. I don't know what this Malphite's doing. He's just kind of flying around in the river. That's kind of interesting. And Shyvana is awesome. Thinks she has the new passive, but she doesn't. Because Dragonborn is getting slightly redone. The armor and magic are being shifted over to Dragon's Descent, and the bonuses aren't being doubled. Anyway, I really do require having my Maiden up to do big damage because of that 5% max health bonus magic damage. That is huge. That's what enables him to be a big bully. But Yorick is really fun. I enjoy playing him. He's not he's a remake done well. You know, if you contrast it to how they remade Mordekaiser, Mordekaiser doesn't work anywhere anymore. If you really look at the stats, if you look at Champion GG right now, you'll see that he is actually the last place in jungle. See, look, I mean, I completely forced him to flash. He's the damage. And the fact that, oh, look, here's a fizz. Also, I have a dragon. So look at this. The fact that I was able to get the slight fizz time off means that became, even though the fizz was here first, I got knocked way low. I just got my health. Meanwhile, we lose 2 people bot 9. We get the gold advantage. We had it anyway, but we get it even though it isn't like that. I just kind of push a little. Yorick is super good in the aspect that he is a bully. He is a successful rework. And I was saying, like, I know I got derailed because of all that, but when you compare him to Mordekaiser, and the reason I could use Mordekaiser is I love Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser's my man. An issue that Mordekaiser has right now, that if you look at Champion GG, and I'm actually going to do that right now while this is going, we're just going to follow me for a little bit. He is actually the ranked worst right now in jungle and mid. Now that's not that surprising because he's not super good, but he's 49 out of 56 at top. You don't see him being played bottom, which is where he was supposed to be. Saw it's an opportunity for a fight, so we'll TP down. Why the hell not? First time I've used it all game. And theirs is on the Gangplank, actually. Malphite doesn't have one. So Malphite can't really do all that much. And I don't know why I didn't click on this before. On why, when I got, what's it called? When Malphite ulted me, or ignited me. I don't know why I didn't click the fact that he didn't have teleport. But Yorick is a person that I think really relies on his ult. I don't think that's a downside. He wants to get tanky, he wants to get damage. It's one of those situations where it's like, well, which one do I go for? Do I get the damage, or do I get the resistance? I build one offensive item all game. And that's the Trinity Force. The Trinity Force is extremely good on Yorick. Cooldown, attack speed, I mean, he literally gives everything that he needs. I'm actually going to disable this. That. Because it's kind of contrasting with also music. I really dig this. I'm not sure what music I do. Red team's turn. So control wards are out. I don't think I actually ever kill anyone. I'm sure some get killed at some point, but I just never notice. So we've got to get link here, but it's not something that's overwhelming. It's getting to be more so, considering it's 15 minutes. So yeah, it's a 2v1. They failed to kill me. Oh, sorry, let's make that a 3v1. And they're not killing me. And, oh! It's a 4v1, and I get a kill! And I overestimated my damage there. I leave, I die. But I just took down 2 people and occupied 4 by myself. I nearly killed all 4 of them. Yorick is super heavy on his Q. Yeah, let's just take another look at that. Massive. This time I'm actually going to oh, that's already dead. That's no good. So let's get a little bit of lead up, right? So I've been pushing top lane. I'm not paying any attention to any other lanes. Nobody's calling me as or anything. I'm the only one that is. Go figure. You get that kill there. And then, because Malphite knows that Fizz is coming, I actually start the fight early, because he's being silly and continuing. I kill him before Fizz even shows up. Fizz knows that Alistair's here, so he doesn't mind attacking until he realizes, oh god, he is murdering shit at him. And I'm ignited here. Keep that in mind. So my healing was decreased. And I'm just still pulling people apart. Yorick is a person that lives by the way that healers of the Isles can make them miss their attack. Oh, no. And his capability of getting last rights out. Look at how close this was on the both. And the only reason he's as healthy is because he smoked something. He smoked an enemy because they changed Smite if you weren't aware. You now get 100 plus 106. I think that scales based on current health or your max health. In fact, it does look 10%. Every time you smite an enemy, monster. So you got 206 health back, and I was still nearly killing him. Yorick is really, really scary, and now I actually have a completed Trinity Force. I have Merc Treads. So I'm not taking that much damage. Our Oriana goes in too deep and gets murdered. But, and so the Shyvana is trying to get out. Is really doing a bad job of it, in my opinion. Like, it could have easily gotten better. Oh, but what's this? Oh, hi. I'm just going to cage you all. And we're going to get 1 kill. We're going to get 2 kills. We are going to get 3 kills, including the Unbreakable here. And we lost 2 that entire time. Nori is almost back up. I didn't actually see that. That was actually a really cool use of plan. By the way, I'm tanking Dragon because I am badass and I can. So we're gonna get some health back from the blobs. I'm gonna be in pretty good shape. I don't even clear this control ward. I actually leave Karma to do it. That's actually kind of funny. So I'm just going to point out, that was 2 hits, and she did as much as I did to her in 3. She took 3 hits to do that to me, and I took 2 to do as much to her. She also ulted. I'm just gonna point that out. Watch this. Right? She ults, and she can't get, and she does that much damage to me. I didn't have mine. If I had,
even a monk needs respite.
So I really do enjoy Yorick. I do. Because look at this. He now does 7.5% of max health as bonus magic damage per hit. Yeah. So Yorick is super fun. He's really good. I think he's very situational, though. You know, if he goes up against somebody that's ranged, he's not going to have a good time because he's not going to be able to get last rights on him. And be able to spawn like that. He needs to be able to play in a team that's got reliable damage. He's really good damage when he gets tanky because he just lasts forever. I mean, and he split pushes like crazy. I mean, look at this. You can actually split push 2 lanes at a time if you place this in 1 lane and then go to another. I know they're all Mia, and I'm like, yeah, I just don't care. I'm just gonna shoot this shit away. Yep. Oh, look, there's a Malphite. Oh, cool. I don't even leave all the way, right?
An unholy mark.
I go a little ways. They're fighting now. But, yeah. Oh, look, it's another 2v1. And, once again, Maiden of the Mists. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Because it allows me to just murder a 2v1. I want to keep her alive so she can give me free things. But I mean, we're 10k up in 19 minutes, so obviously this is a game that we're gonna be winning. I don't want to really fight Vayne because Vayne is scary right now. So instead, we're just gonna keep split pushing bot lane and keep getting kills. And there's a king blank mailing the barrel. Oh wow! Alright. And that. Oh, right. I didn't see that. God, I want. Wow. This is gonna get away. I don't know what Shyvana was thinking here. I think this was a. If that arrow would hit, that actually would have been a really good play. But it was super risky. Meanwhile, I'm just taking another tower. Alistair actually got Knight's Vow. I didn't notice. This is one of the new items, and I think it's a really cool item.
Ah, yes. I remember you.
I think it's super good for people like Alistair, you know, Braum, especially Yorick, just because it gives the extra armor already, and he wants to be bonded to somebody. Just make that person your partner. Anyway, Yorick. I literally go Trinity Force into building damage. And, I think this cooldown speed's fun. I actually miss this war, which is a little annoying. But it is what it is. She is he gonna care about what out of her house? No. Interesting. We'll see. Maybe just get scared and leave. Yorick is really, really strong against certain types of opponents. Anybody that wants to fight him in melee, he can just straight up murder. When this shit happens, I mean, she just got fucking destroyed. She got just like, yo, let's go get dragon. This is, give me a second, same time, I'm also like, oh, hey, look, let's blind do this. And oh, I just trapped 2 of them. That's a Flash, like, GP, who, spoiler alert, dies. I do believe. No, he actually gets away. I'm really bad at casting. I mean, look at how silly this shit is, right? Yorick just does not care. I take a lot of damage from GPs. I have no armor.
Watch them.
Sure. I mean, he's welcome to that. He also has a Trinity. Because I'm low on health, I do make the decision that I don't want to be here. I actually want to go for the dragon. I ping for the dragon, and I'm going to ping several more times for the dragon. I'm actually going to solo the dragon, as it turns out. So I kind of want to focus on this. The rest of the team is being over here killing just shit, killing enemy buildings. I'm going to focus here on how I just solo a dragon without blue or anything. Without any damage besides this one Trinity Force and an Orange Blade. No defenses besides a Spectre's Cowl, which doesn't really help here. I'm not taking damage from the enemy champion. I actually resort to casting so I can get the Triforce points. So I mean, you can see I've pinged for Infernal and nobody listens, and they leave. And I come and try and assist, and if I hadn't failed that, if I had gotten that, oh, that would have been a good fight. That's a good combo set. Yeah, he actually would have killed. He probably would have killed me. I'm just standing here so I can get the damn thinkies. Which is funny because I never actually end up using them. I don't think he planned that quite right. I think he intended on doing it differently. But yeah, so I'm now picking up some armor, right? That's a big deal. And I'm picking up more health. I teleport into a turret that's dying. I don't even teleport to kill them. And, yeah. Despite that they loaded so much onto me, Yorick just does not die. So, I mean, we just keep pushing. I mean, why the hell not? I didn't even use my ult. Oh, no, I didn't. It's over here. Like, wait a minute. Yes, I did. We're just gonna keep pushing. Here, back to this, do that. This is just now getting interesting. Which indicates problem. I really don't want to fight Vayne because she hurts a lot. So I'll just make it. I think the most interesting thing to note here was that was their first turret of the game. They just and I actually was like, yeah, I see. I see your turret. I will take them. There's actually a really funny fight. It's got where I just kill Fizz over the wall of his base. Yep. Where am I going? Oh, that's right. I'm going top. I do like Yorick. I don't like him as much as I liked old Yorick, but I do still seriously enjoy him. He's very fun to play. He's very strong. He can just single-handedly take down entire teams if you really play him right, and you get a good eulogy of the Isles. And you saw how much it took to kill me so much earlier in the game. Where is it here? At like 14:20. Oh, here's the fun one. Here's the mean kill I was talking about. Hi. These two are the scariest ones on the team. And they're really... And I just don't care. I'm gonna take them. These guys can do whatever fighting they want. I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna try and pick up an assist, but they actually decide they don't want to. They decide they want to go straight to the like, okay, you know what? Fine. We'll kill you. And as we've shown, Alistair can't do shit to me. I murder him. And now I have a level 3 doing 10%. So I just melts. I actually stopped going after him because he's being pain. Something else, beautiful wall stopping them from doing that. I could try, but this is a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna I need to do a little bit of a hijinks here just to get this to work because it's being silly. Screen capture. I have to do. I actually have to manually put this in because it's not working right. So that's actually in 10 and 720p, so that works perfectly. So this is actually the stats from that game, right? I get an S- on Yorick. I get a significant amount of IP because it's my first one of the day. I am Mastery of 5 with Yorick. Surprise, surprise. And so what actually ends up happening is, if you look at the advanced details, out of everybody in the game, I do the most damage to champions. Yeah. It's really kind of silly when I'm doing more magic damage to champions than all but Malphite on your team. And it's because he actually built some AP. Because he built nothing but AP. He got some health from this, but that's it. Wow. Okay, that's part of the problem. That's part of the reason why they lost so hard. But he had to build that much AP to beat me at doing magic damage. So I almost did more magic damage than the entire team. And the only person on my team that beat me, in fact the only person in the game that beat me total damage, was Shyvana, because, you know, true damage bullshit jungling. He's super good. I healed the most out of everybody in the game. Shyvana was a close second. The Alistar was actually pretty low in there. I took tons of damage taken. 3 people beat me. Part of that is the Alistar being able to just ignore so much of it. And I had almost the most gold in the game. The Shyvana did beat me because she was more fed than I, because she had an extra kill and an assist. But that was a really fun game. I do recommend you play Yorick. Yorick is super good and super fun. I didn't think I'd like him after the rework. I really didn't. First couple games, I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I've come to terms with it. I've liked it. Mordekaiser still plays much the same, but they ripped out enough to make him viable. So, they didn't do that with Yorick. I think he's probably potentially more viable and higher elos than he was before. But don't take my word for it. Go play Yorick on your own and form your own opinion of it. Don't ever take a YouTuber's or a pro gamer's assumption for what is a good champion and not. Oftentimes, you can perform better on a piss poor rank 49 out of 56 top laner with a massive mace of metal than the rank would indicate, right? If you were good with a champion, your skill with that champion can make up for the fact that you're not playing a super high-powered person. Is my take on things. And I think that's right, is your skill needs to be a factor in who you play. Don't ever play somebody that you're not used to. On the same hand, if you're going to, they need to be really strong, and you need to actually have a handle of what they do anyway. I still don't recommend it, but you could. Now what do I mean by a good handle on somebody? Knowing what they do, how they do, why they do. That's why I don't play a lot of Riven. I have a handle on what she does. I don't know how the fuck she does it, 'cause it involves a lot of attack canceling and shit. And I don't have the time for that, to learn all that. I do have a job, full-time job. But people like to play these champions that they don't have any experience with. I'm a lot all of a sudden. I've been super confident all video, but now I'm just thanks, Obama. I don't even want to start that discussion. Don't turn this into a thing of politics, because I often mention Obama. I've had experience with playing Yorick before. I was really good with him before. Didn't care if I took him into platinum level games, old Yorick, because I knew I had the skill and I had the knowledge of his kit to make up for it. I'd had the experience, the know-how, and the ability to adapt on the fly. If you lack one of those things, you might want to get more practice with them in that area. But again, like I said, I think in the end it comes down to skill over how good a champion is. If the champion can be the best champion in the world, but if you have no skill with them, we saw this a lot at Worlds, actually. A lot of teams passed up on Italy because a lot of them didn't have the practice on it and they weren't so good in Italy. We didn't see any Yorick because Yorick was disabled. But that's my Yorick video, guys. I do think he is really fun to play. I will see you guys next time.